Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Chicago Sports Podcast, Monsters of Madhouse, brought to you by Bridges Scoreboard, your Northwest Indiana Chicago sports headquarters with the Hall of Fame menu and the coldest beer in Chicagoland. I'm your boy Trax, and it is a pretty warm day, not going to lie. Abundant sunshine, really warm, and did some yard work while I was out there. I found out we had some breaking news. We made a really nice trade for a defensive tackle in the Cleveland Browns with a guy named Chris Williams. I think it's a pretty good trade. Pretty much a 6 for a 7th. Low risk. Hopefully, get something out of this. Just a depth piece, really. I think he'll be pretty good. Not really quite sure what to think of it except for just depth, but I'm excited that we're making moves. Also, yesterday, as you guys saw on our show with Brandon and Brandon's show, we had that edge rusher out of Seattle, so that was pretty good too, Daryl. So I think all in all, we're addressing the line and making some moves. I don't think it's going to be the last of it, but this between yesterday's move and today's move, basically what it's telling me is we're going to be pretty darn good, and we're just fine tuning. We're getting some depth in there and whatnot, so pretty good. Some other moves that we had today, some transactions, is we waived Keith Rudolph from Illinois, defensive tackle. We also waived the following player with an injury designation, Doug Coleman from Texas Tech. I guess this player is going to revert back to reserve injured status on Wednesday, the 28th, if not claimed off waivers. So the Bears also terminated vested veteran Tommy Sweeney, the tight end from Boston College. I was actually talking to Brandon last night about Sweeney, and we were kind of excited about how he's been playing. Had that nice touchdown in the end zone there, spiking the ball. Looked good. Also, a lot of people have been talking about this. The Bears have placed the following player on the injured reserve. A couple of them. Simba, Webster Simba, wide receiver out of Eastern Chicago, and Ian Wheeler, running back out of Howard. So a lot of people were bummed out about Howard. They liked what he was doing. I liked what he was doing. He had some moves. He looked gritty. Looked like he had some speed, some hustle to him. So yeah, just one of those things where now they're on reserve, and we'll see if we pick him up later. So I liked him. I like Sweeney. Those two guys right there, that kind of hits me kind of hard. Not really too bummed out or whatever about Keith Randolph. I always like a local boy, but excuse me. Yeah, just wanted to throw this at you. And like I said, I'm excited about, the help on defensive line. I think it's important. I think it's good that he's spending time. Ryan Poles is spending time shoring up that line and getting it race ready for the regular season. We still got, about 2.5 weeks or so left. Hey, how you doing, Bruce? Hey, everybody, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. Everybody, please hit that like button. And thanks for showing up and showing out, guys. Yeah, so I mean, all in all, I was a little surprised that we didn't and haven't yet had a flyer on offensive line. Not sure what that's about. Hey, man, maybe the Bears see something that we don't. Maybe they're willing to take a chance with our offensive line, and they think they'll be decent. Maybe even they'll be good. I don't know. But yeah, all in all, again, you can't go wrong with making some moves, making some things happen. Wasn't like we spent a whole lot, invested a whole lot. a 6 for a 7th, big deal. I mean, and I believe that was the one that we ended up getting for Chase Claypool. So it's a wash. Yeah. I mean, let's do it. And we need the help now, not next year. I know everybody's excited about all these draft picks that we got next year, but ultimately, we want to shore up this line, both lines. We want to get our team race ready. I think they feel like they've got something. They got something, and they can really go, far this year. Maybe even make a run for the playoffs. We'll see. But I'm not quite sure if we're going to make any big moves. Somebody just asked that. I'm not sure if we're going to make any big moves. I feel like we have all the big players that play. I think we've got enough star power, all that kind of stuff. Not saying it won't happen next year, but if the price is right, something may happen. I know a lot of other teams too. You're going to see them drop some people, whatever. Some rookies are going to start shining right now. And all that kind of stuff. So you're going to see some guys, some veterans that are going to be released to save money and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. So there'll be some good quality guys. And if, the price is right or not at all, and just a signing, Poles might, take a swing at it, and he should. But as of right now, I think they're just fine tuning things, and pretty much what you see is what you get. So no really big names here to speak of. The defensive lineman, can't say I know a whole lot about him, other than I seen that he spent most of his time, pretty much as a practice squad player. Some of these practice squad players, they break the roster. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You need those guys. You need those practice guys. You need some depth. So I don't know what you guys think about it. I don't know if you guys like the signing. I talked to Bruce a little bit ago earlier, Bruce Pham with the Fam, and he was happy about it. He says Poles is doing things, and I agree. I think it's good. I think it shows that we're going to be consistent. We're going to be competitive. We're going to make moves to better our team. And there's constant listen, when things like this happen on a team, it automatically builds instant you got to pretty much have your head on a swivel, because there's going to be inboard competition in between the ranks. Nobody's job is secure. Well, shouldn't say that. Guys like Sweat know their job secure. Guys like Caleb know secure. But I'm saying outside of that, the cool safe right now, and that's what we need. We don't need anybody to feel comfortable in the sense that they don't have to work hard and they can let their guard down. I mean, all these hey, how's it going, Sean? Thanks for joining us.
Trax, what's up, buddy? How are you?
And just going over really quickly, like I talked to you earlier about the falling transactions and the waivings and all that, cuttings, and also we talked briefly about the signing about that defensive tackle from the Browns, Chris Williams. What's your take on all this, Sean?
Well, we'll start from the most recent. So Chris Williams, looking back on it, he hasn't produced a lot.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's a rotation piece. Plus,
Okay.
Don't forget, we also got a 7th rounder with him coming to us. So we gave up a 6, and they gave up him and a 7. So they're apparently he's got a lot of potential, but they don't want to deal with him, or I don't know what the situation is. Maybe the room's too crowded. I don't know. But they sent him over with an extra draft pick as well. So looking for rotation for depth. And the one thing that people got to realize is that in my opinion, the second most valuable acquisition this offseason was Eric Washington. The first to me was Shane Waldron. All right, Eric Washington, you're seeing our defensive line, our guys are, man, they're like some crazy dogs. So I like it. You got a young guy. I know he's in his third year in Chris Williams, but you get to be coached by this guy. It's going to be good. And that line in Cleveland was good. So they obviously have some decent coaching over there. So now he's coming here, maybe just to get another shot. Maybe he couldn't find a way up, into some playing time. This could be good for him. So I like it. And then the Darrell Taylor, I like that signing as well. So Ryan, quote, never not working polls, is doing his thing, and I'm happy with the acquisition to this point.
Sean, how do they get into these? You literally have to know so much. And when I was looking at that HBO Hard Knocks, and they were talking inside the draft, and they're like 140, 130, blah, blah, blah. They sound like auctioneers, man, and they've got all these numbers and all this stuff in their head. Not only on top of that, brother, and everybody says pulls this, pulls that. There's a team in there with Ian, all that. You got to give credit where credit is due. There's not one guy that I know on this planet that can handle that all by themselves, right? How does that team, how do they know to go after a guy like, Darrell for edge, or, Chris Williams from the Browns? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you still you got draft grades on them from when they were coming out, right? Chris Williams is only going to be his third year. Right, so Ryan Poles, they had to do a number. They had to do a profile on him when he came out a couple of years ago, and so they have a lot of those to refer back to. And then you also have scouts, part of the team, who's looking out to say, okay, we looked at him, we thought he'd be okay here, but what's he doing where he's at now? Okay, well, he's not doing very well. This could be a potential acquisition for us, So you always have the draft grades. And then you look at their situation, especially if you had him, you expect the guy to be doing better than he is on a spot, and he's not. Then you start to look into it and delve deeper into it and see if it's a possibility.
I mean, even with a guy like this, would you say that it also builds? I was just talking about that this builds like a healthy competition within the ranks. When you see a new guy walk through the doors, you're like, okay, who's ever the 100 guys in front of me, it's just us against us. It's no, oh, wait a second, here comes this guy behind door A, and then here comes this guy behind door B. You think that's part of it?
It's a great form of competition because they brought him over for a reason. And if you're a D lineman who's fighting for a spot, you're like, man, they just added competition to this room. And I gotta step my game up because there's only so many spots available on this D line that they're gonna keep. So it creates a really, really good, some really good competition. And I'll tell you what, I like it. And as I said, the D line has been showing out. They've been playing well. And you add another guy in the mix. Now everyone has to step their game up even more because they wouldn't have brought him over unless they thought he could be a contributor. You said it best. Are these guys? Hey, really quick, guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We need to get those likes up. That's something right now that YouTube is monitoring. If they're low, they're not gonna get us, those views. So we need to make sure we get those likes. It just takes like 2 seconds. But so. Really glad Sean Sierra is on with us right now. What's cool about Sean is he also works hard on game day. He's in the trenches. He's in the locker room. He's on the sidelines. He's getting all the goodies. So, Sean, is there a possibility that you might catch a guy on the way to the locker room or somewhere that just recently got signed? If, obviously if they're still on the team, one of these two guys on the defensive line, is there something where you might pull them aside and have a little discussion with them? Well, I'm credentialed on game day, so the games, they're in their locker room already before that's the only place I'd see them in the locker room right after the game. We got to wait outside.
That's really cool.
Has to do his thing. He's got to address the team after the game, and then we'll let it about 30 minutes after that. Yeah. And then, so that's where I'd be able to catch them, not in the hallway or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. Is that something that you'd be interested in talking to some of these new guys that just came on board? Or
Well, yeah. Well, we always, I mean, we, they're all there, so it's definitely not a difficult thing to do, and yeah, it'd be something that's we have to sit out. You and I would have to sit down and talk about it a little more. But like I said, I have access to all the players. The only ones we really don't have is it would be Caleb, probably just Caleb. Because he speaks at the podium along with Coach Flus. So just like Justin last year, people didn't really ask him questions in the locker room because they knew he'd be in the press room. Maybe 10, 20 minutes after we got into the locker room.
Yeah. So I noticed in Canton it was difficult to get your question out. There's so many people there, from different teams, different media teams that's trying to get that out. Do you find that, challenging when you're there, on game day doing the same thing?
Well, yeah, there's tons of people there, and it's always tough. And you see different outlets doing different things with DJ Moore, and some did with Eddie Jackson last year. So yeah, there'll be a lot of different media outlets who do. They'll have their own little side conversations or side interviews with some of the players. So that's definitely a possibility. Like I said, you and I have to sit down and talk about it afterwards, and see what we can work out.
Do you have like a little trick to get in there, like in order to get around another media guy? Like you do like a basketball box out or something, like where you box out in basketball in the paint or something, or you throw your hand up, your right hand up if they're on the right side of you. You got any tricks, or you don't want to share them with us?
Any tricks just to get questions in? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, because there's so many of them. Like I feel like there was like 50 teams in Canton, and I barely got like one question out, and I made sure it was to two guys the same question because I didn't think I was gonna get, and I didn't get any more, bro. Like, you got any like tricks of the trade, like a signature move, like a spin or something that you do in order to get in there?
I do a push pull to get in, push pull technique. No. No, man, that's right, because you were at the Hall of Fame game, and you had access to that, so you're familiar with that. Hey,
you know what I'm talking about? Like they like you guys make it seem so easy and so seamless, and just like, oh, it's his time to ask the question. No, dude, piranhas, bro. You have to scramble. I feel like Sean, you're like one of those guys over at the where they do what's that in New York where they run back and forth and do the stock market stuff, Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, man. It's freaking bloody, man.
Well, all you got to do is you gotta blurt your question out, and sometimes there's another question being asked at the same time, but you just can't let that deter you. So you just keep asking. You ask the question all the way through and be prepared to keep talking, because a lot of times some people will say, well. They'll say, they'll stop, I should say, when another person is asking a question at the same time. You can't stop. You just got to keep asking the question and keep going.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's literally first come, first serve. And if you're ballsy enough to go with it and stay with it. And I have a loud voice. I was a teacher for a long time. I was a football coach for a long time. So
yeah, man.
A voice that can be heard, and it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I can see that for sure. So you're definitely going to be they're going to start to keep your voice and your face and remember you real quick. Cool, man. Yeah, I like what Dustin said here. I'll read it for really quick since you got your eyes where they're supposed to be. Dustin said, consider what the Bears gave up. I definitely can get behind these moves because the idea of paying up for what a guy like Reddick or Judon wanted definitely gave him pause. So it's kind of cool that he brought that up because there is always, what you have to get in order to receive, right, Sean? It's a transaction. So they're not going to do it just to be nice.
Yeah, it's not.
I think he's on pause. He'll be back. I like good question, Dustin. I appreciate that. And that's something that I was looking at and I was thinking too, we don't want to give up too much because we do have a lot going for us next year to build off of this year and go out and get guys and look at the draft. And I'm excited about next year's draft. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've been asking some guys. I asked Sean Lugo. He's going to look into it. I'll even look into it. But yeah, so you got to be careful about what you're giving up and not dig yourself a hole at the same point in time. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm excited. I like what they got. Not really 100% why we haven't, not to say that it's not going to happen yet, boys, but I don't really know why we haven't tried to take a flyer on an offensive lineman somewhere. You know, I don't know what's going on there. It's beyond me. But anyway, so this is the first wave of guys that got cut. We just wanted to come on really quick, you know, break some bread with you guys, break some news. Again, hit that like button, subscribe. Want to thank Serendipity Ice Cream Parlor. Want to thank you know, Underdog Fantasy. They got a lot of good stuff pumping out this year. Getting some information from them about all of their good stuff. Hit the promo code CSP. They'll match up to $100. It's great. You can have a new team every day. It doesn't have to carry over or nothing like that. So that's really cool about them. It's a lot of fun. It's the world's largest fantasy football app. Check them out, man. Make some cash. Make some cash. Have some fun. Yeah, we'll keep it moving. There's still a lot more moves to be made by Tuesday, so we'll be in and out, you know, in and out like a fast food restaurant. So if you guys got any questions, concerns, whatever, hit that YouTube. We'll get back to you. We'll comment back to you. Make sure you try to hit that like button on subscribe. Again, want to thank our sponsors, Worst Stadium Club, River Street Tavern. Thank you guys, especially. You guys got some great prices, got some great food, got a great venue. Thank you guys. Let's see here. Sean is back in the building. What's up, buddy?
Bro, that was so crazy. Dude, that was so crazy. It went off. It said, because I had it on I have a stand on my dashboard.
Yeah.
And so I was driving, and it just went off. It said it was too hot.
Oh, because it's dash. Yeah.
The phone was too hot. I'm like, oh, so I mean, I had the air conditioner on right now, but I had to I was holding the phone right in front of the air conditioner.
Wow. Yeah, I got a fan in my studio right now to kind of keep it cool in here, but it's warm, Sean. It's warm out there, bro.
It is, and then coming through the glass, I don't know. So yeah, but no, I'm back. I'm back for another 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. I get to my destination.
Yeah, maybe in another 7, I'd say we'll round it out to 30 minutes. Dustin had a question.
Sure.
Well, let's see what he's got. Do you guys think Vela should be considered safe to make the final roster at this point?
Safe, but he's one of those guys that's going to be a bubble. He's on the bubble. And I think they're going to have a nice, long, hard conversation. He showed he could be a weapon. He showed he could be a weapon. You just got to get the ball. That's the issue, is getting the ball into his hands. So if you can get it to him on crossing routes, on sweeps, on jet sweeps, on outside zones. But I mean, do you want to put him in on outside zone as opposed to DeAndre Swift or Khalil Herbert? And because I think Khalil Herbert is a great outside zone runner. I said that when they drafted him. Like, he's perfect for that scheme.
Yeah.
So Shane Waldron's got a plethora of riches working on trying to get all those, or use all those weapons to the maximum, to the max, because his Bayless Jones speed is second to none. It's world-class speed. So we saw that in action on Thursday. So you want to keep him. He's your draft pick. You selected him. So yeah, his leash is no longer. I don't know about a lock, but I think he makes the squad. I do. Because he'll go down and tackle. You can put him on kickoff and punt and stuff like that as a gunner.
Yeah.
So.
Right. No, I agree with you. I mean, you can't teach speed. Speed kills, and like you said, he's one of the fastest, if not the fastest guy on the team. And it's amazing that they found a spot for him. I mean, they just bounced him around like a BB in a beer can, but he looks good, man. I think they said he was averaging like 8 yards a carry running. So I mean, shoot, man, give that guy the ball. Let him cook. Who knows?
You know what's interesting, though, B, is
What's
that
that, bro?
you might have negated, and maybe not, like DeAndre Swift, like because DeAndre Swift's got some good speed too. But
Yeah,
but the only issue with Bayless is like if Bayless was a better pass catcher,
yeah,
I think he would literally nullify DeAndre Swift. But he doesn't. He's not a good as good a pass catcher as we've seen, which is why he's not wide receiver. So
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep.
'cause you
Hey,
don't need.
Dustin wants. Go ahead, bro.
No, I just say you just don't need two of those same types of running backs, same styles on the team.
Yeah. No, I agree. You got to have. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Dustin wants to know. What about Dominic Robinson, Sean? He says he can't quit him for some reason. He sees something special that he can, if he can unlock that. Similar to Vela, similar situation.
Do you have time? Do you have time to? Do you have enough roster spots, especially bringing over Chris Williams?
Yeah.
I don't know his situation in Cleveland and why he couldn't get on,
Yeah.
but you just added another body. I think it's cuckoo cuckoo. Goodbye, Mr. Robinson. I don't think the squad. I think it's just too deep because you still got Zach Pickens. You know what I mean. You still got Zach Pickens. You still have. Did they? Because they didn't. They released Kareem. They didn't release Hardy yet.
No, I like Hardy, man. Hardy's been showing some flashes, bro. You like Hardy or no?
Oh, I loved it, that young man. I
Yeah.
loved it, dude. His mentality is like I love
Really?
playing with those guys whose motor doesn't stop, dude. I love
Wow. Okay. They're saying that about this new guy yesterday from the Seahawks, Daryl. They're saying that he's got a similar motor. You see that in him or no?
Yeah, I started watching some highlights of him, and I like it. I do. I like what I see from him.
Yeah.
And what's really like I don't. So a lot of the Seattle people say, well, he can't stop the run, blah blah blah. He doesn't set the edge. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not going to listen to fans for the most part.
Yeah.
Let me listen to people who play the game, people who analyze the game, people who
Yeah.
not just I work for this person, so I analyze. I'm an analyst. No, give me someone who has some years in the league, and I'll listen to those. And their opinion is a lot more valid for me. So I trust my opinion. I saw him. Yeah, he might have an issue, but he's not a run stopper. That's not his gig. He can do it. All right, maybe average at best. All right, but his gig is go get the quarterback. And that's what they want from him. Not to be a run stopper. We got Billings, we got Javon Dexter. They want him to go get the quarterback. So I like it. I like it. He's very athletic. A lot of times he's in a 2-point stance, it seems, which is fine. And he's put his hand in the dirt. I like him more in a 3-point stance. But man, you used to get to the quarterback, and I'm good, man. I like this young man. He's 26 years old. So you're getting 26, 27, if I'm mistaken. So you're getting him right in the middle of his prime. So, man, let's do it. I like it. And, again, here's the thing that people keep forgetting, all right? Eric Washington makes a huge difference. He's making a huge difference, all right? Zach with 2 C's Pickens, we saw an improvement in his game this offseason since last year. We've seen improvement in Dexter's game. We've seen improvement in Dominique Robinson's game. We've seen improvement in everybody's game. And people, coaching matters, man. Coaching matters.
Yeah. No, it does. And like you said, the coaching with all these different guys, it unlocks stuff. We might see some guys that were on the team that were like, whoa, where's this coming from? And players, different players and stuff. Sweat's making guys, show up and show out. And it's like, dude, this guy, where did this come from? So it's really cool to see what's going on right now in between the ranks and what's happening. And I'll be honest with you, man, when you feel you're up against the wall and defeated, you don't play the same. I feel like if anything came out of the preseason of being 4-0, it's that, they are, they've got good mojo, they got good vibes. They're all, feeling good about themselves, and things are looking really good. And I think that can carry on that culture that they're putting together, and not just, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that. Well, okay, now you got week 1, we're at the dance, and it's just, we're just down the first half. We'll get, I like what's going on, man. I think that type of thing can carry over, if anything, so.
I think what I'm seeing with this squad is very reminiscent of a lot of the championship teams that I played on and coached, is that they really enjoy playing, hanging around each other, being around each other.
Yeah. Yes. On and off the field. On and off the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You played ball, so you understand when
you
like your teammates and love hanging out with them. And, it's not just, you very rarely do you miss. The most important thing that you miss is usually not the field and the games. It's the other stuff. It's the practice. It's the hanging out. It's going out for dinner, going out at the club and hanging out. You know what I mean? Those are the things you miss most. And you start creating memories. You start creating bonds with these guys. Those close-knit teams are the ones that are usually really, really, really good. Obviously, this team definitely, especially the defense, has tons and tons of talent. So I'm hoping that this bond that they have, and what it also does is it allows each other to hold each other accountable. Because now when you're boys, you're like, hey, dog, you're slacking. I need you to, you know what I mean? And it's a lot easier to call out your friend.
Yes.
And especially when you're on the precipice of greatness, which this team, for all intents and purposes, which this team is. So there's no slacking. There's no, because we're boys, I'm going to take it easy on it. Because we're boys, I'm going to push you because we know how great we can be. And what do they have? Four picks in the preseason? 5 picks?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No interceptions. They didn't throw any interceptions. That's so cool.
So.
Yeah, man. I like everything that's going on. And I'm with you. When I sat in the chow hall and I'd go up to refill my juice, for breakfast, I come back and a slice of bacon's gone or a sausage or something. And I look around and I try to figure out who the Hardy boy is that took from me. Or, you get up and, grab another chocolate milk or something, and you sit down in an egg, all that fun stuff, man. It's good stuff. You know what I mean? So I know what you're talking about. It's stuff that's the stuff you remember, and that's the stuff that brings you closer together, so totally, man. Totally. Hey, listen, man, it was a pleasure. Our viewers already know where you're at, but we got to do it just in case. I seen a new guy. Hey, Jailbreak, first time viewer, I believe. If not, I apologize, but thank you, you Jailbreak, and everybody else coming on. Hit that like button, subscribe, please, to us, guys. We love you. We wouldn't be here without you. But without further ado, Sean, please tell everybody where you're at, brother.
Yeah, you can find Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at the Sean Sierra. Please follow, subscribe to Sports Zone Chicago. We have a YouTube channel. All right, you can check out our stuff there. We have a Roku channel, so if you have a Roku television in your house, all right, you can download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your house. To your television, and watch this on the big screen in the house. And we have a mobile app, so wherever you get your apps from, go there, download Sports Zone Chicago. You can take us with you on the go. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, CHI at Sports Zone Shy. I think I got it all in.
Yeah, there's no excuses. This guy's everywhere. So if you want to get content and you want to get iron sharpens iron, man, check him out. It's good stuff. So hey, thanks again, Sean. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being safe. You got that hands on the 10 and 2. You got the seatbelt on. You look good, bro. Looking good.
Thanks, man. Well, I appreciate the invite. Anytime, bro. Just a phone call or a text away.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, man. Be good. Bear down.
Bear down, baby. Bear the freak down.
Yeah, man. It's good to hear that from him because it's been rough. He's been there through the thick of it. He's one of those guys that's, South Side, been a Bear fan forever. And now guys like that who don't get excited. They want to pause and just kind of hang out and see what happens, they're feeling it this year, and they're coming out, and there's more of them, and it makes me feel good when I see that. So, yeah, guys. Jailbreak says first comment. Anyway, we're in it together. Yeah, man. I love your comments. Love your guys' feed. We have the smartest. I said this last night. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We have the smartest, most intelligent fan base. Chicago. We are you guys. You guys help us out. We help you out. You guys are so gifted, man. You guys are so intelligent. I love being a part of this, being in Chicago. And I really appreciate you guys' comments. We couldn't do it without you. So you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your families. Give everybody hugs. Send us our love to them. You guys have a good one. And bear down and Chi-Town up, guys. Enjoy.